Now, Leo, let's start with the basics here so people can understand. You're saying that you also related to the Queen of England?
Yes, my grandfather was Henry Lyon Young, who was the cousin of the Queen Mother, Elizabeth Bowes Lyon.
Tell me what Freemasonry is.
There is a lot of people who innocently put themselves involved with this pyramid because they don't know what's happening on the levels above, which is from 30 to 33 degrees, who you can, in America, accede to other side orders who have then control over Freemasonry. And one of these orders is the Shriners, for example, which is very powerful in the United States and is directly under the control of Dick Cheney. Then you have, obviously, the Knights of Malta, who are the aristocracy of the Freemasonry. So the Knights of Malta are the ones who actually manipulate on orders of the Vatican the rest of the Freemasons in the lower ranks. And the Knights of Malta are then spiritually driven by the Jesuits, and the general of the Jesuits, Covenbach, who is in charge of this mission, which also involves the Zionists lobbies of families connected to also the aristocracy, like, for example, Rothschilds, and we have Rockefeller, who are both Knights of or the families, prominent members of Knights of Malta, and this makes them the bankiers of the Vatican. But all these branches are part of a intricate web, a very intricate web. And Rosicrucianism is a current that connects secretly the Vatican with the Protestant realm.
Okay, so
I'm giving you here more or less a wide description of the whole thing. But the Freemason in the lower degree doesn't, if he's not reckoned as suitable for what comes after, you will never see what's after.
Now, what's an Illuminati?
Okay, an Illuminati is not only the order founded by Adam Weishaupt in 1776. That's one of the openly, let's say, an open showing something in the open, because there is higher levels that never show themselves even as much. Weishaupt was himself a puppet under the puppet masters that were controlling him, the invisible college of the Rosy Cross. And Adam Weishaupt created under order of the Jesuits also the order of the Illuminati, which after became involved with some prominent lodges that were born later on with a charter given by that was obviously coming from Germany, the Skull and Bones. But we have many Illuminati, because Illuminati is all the high degrees of Freemasonry.
How high in that hierarchy scale were you?
I was not only 33rd, but I was also 90 and 95 of the Memphis and Mizraim. So I also went above the regular degrees that bring you to the knowledge.
Okay.
To the
so now
of the
who are the people up there in those high? Can you give us some names of the people who are in that hierarchy up there?
Okay, for example, I was working under direct orders of Comandante Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri. Comandante Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri is an ex-P2 member that is a current director of the Rotary Club in New York. He is a senior member in charge of the Order of the Sons of Italo-Americans. And these people are the people behind 9/11. These are the Gladio infidels that brought down the Twin Towers. These are the people they should lock up, not the people in Guantanamo. That is the government behind the government, which is in the hands of the Vatican. It's the New World Order of the Knights of Malta, of the Gladio, of the operations like Gladio, that from stay behind operations against the communists, which was just obviously a theater, became now another theater, which is Islamic fundamentalist puppet show that goes on since the end of the 70s, since 1979, when Jimmy Carter started with the show in Afghanistan. But this is, at the end of the day, the work of the devil, which is in the Vatican. In the Vatican, the Jesuit general himself gives the orders to the Pope, who is himself a very questionable guy, because he's the guy who has begun this crusade to the Middle East. And he is the guy behind the Zionists, because he is the one who is giving the orders to the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, because the biggest cash and the biggest money is in the Vatican Bank.
And even some of the Arab and Muslim leaders that they are with Freemasons. Is that true?
Yeah, because the problem is this. Freemason is made in a way that makes everybody happy, so it adapts. So, for example, if it goes in a country where it offends something, then it changes its ritual.
Everybody knows the Vatican is anti-Zionist, so how could they be in bed with the Zionists?
Because secretly, this happens for a long time now, because since the Rothschilds have become the Vatican bankers a long time ago.
Sir, according to my knowledge and history, sir, the Jews in Israel were staunchly anti-Catholic, towards the Vatican, because they claimed that, because number one, they don't believe in the Bible the way the Vatican presented.
This is not about Bibles, about Quran, about Quran. This is about cash.
The Jews in Israel believe
cash
that,
rules.
The Vatican
cash is king.
The Nazis. So
that's what counts.
Okay.
The rest,
these people,
okay.
these ballers.
Ramzi, your message is like the Bible, just for the people, but the leadership is on a different level?
Absolutely.
Is that what
That's
you're
why
saying?
the Illuminati exists. The Illuminati are the people with the cash, are the Warburgs, are the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the people with the cash that counts.
Okay.
The rest is literally nothing, because they want the war. They are making money over the war. They sell weapons, these people. And if you continue to do what you do, you want to just help them continue with their establishing the New World Order until they microchip you. And the moment they microchip you, forget it. Once you're going to be microchipped, you can't go back. That's it. The New World Order will have full control over you.
Okay.
And you will be the slave of this occult system.
David Irving, the noted historian, he sent me an email saying that this is junk.
I want to test anybody that says it's junk, and I will test him like this. Just go on Google and put Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri, Comandante, and you're going to see list of P2 members. Put list of P2 members. Then put Rotary Club New York, headquarters of the international divisions. Inside the United Nations, there is a Rotary Club. And who is directing it? Comandante Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri, under the orders of Cossiga, under the orders of Covenbach. Wake up, world, because the people who are giving the standing orders are very hidden, and you are not capable of reacting, because the amount of junk you are listening every day through the media conditions you in a way which has never happened before in the history of humankind. People are completely on the wrong direction. America is about to fall. They're investing in China, India, Russia. America is about to crash. The Middle East is a show. They want to make some cash before they crash the whole system.
Yes.
Because the resources are finishing, and there is trouble on top. And I came out of it when I saw that the people on top were not capable of any solutions for what is coming up.
Yes, the people who are denying the connection between the Vatican and the Zionists don't seem to be aware of the fact that Henry Kissinger is the papal advisor.
Henry Kissinger was a member of the Monte Carlo. He's a member of the Monte Carlo Lodge. He's one of the most influential people within the Vatican headquarters. But because he's a Zionist, and Zionists are very powerful, there is this link. And thank God somebody is recognizing it.
And what you see out front is not necessarily who's pulling the strings. When you get behind the scenes, that's where all these people start to come together in their little clique, and they're the ones who are manipulating the sheep. And we are the sheep, unfortunately. And Leo is right. We're heading towards an Orwellian police state. We're heading towards being microchipped while we all fight amongst each other, because these people know how to get us at each other's throats.
You know, most of the power positions that we even have right here in the United States, they're Protestants. They're not even Catholics.
They don't need it. They have completely under control the Protestants. They don't need to show off 100 different Catholic leaders when they have the key ones.
Let's get real here. This is pitiful. Catholics are not the people we're looking for.
Okay.
It's a joint effort between the Zionists and the Catholics. They're all part of the New World Order. There is not only the Zionist conspiracy. The Zionists have a deal with the European aristocracy. The Jews have been working at high level, the Zionist Jews, for many centuries with the aristocracy of Europe. They're both corrupt. I was one of them.
Did the Illuminati had anything to do with the Holocaust?
Obviously, because the grandfather of George Bush was involved in it, and was involved in the financing of the Nazism, and this finances came from the Skull and Bones, from people within the Skull and Bones establishment, but they also came, obviously, from the Zionists. They worked together with different parts. It's a complicated puzzle made of secret societies. There is certain secret societies connected to the Zionists, certain others connected to the Jesuits, and certain others connected to the Knights of